Here's some background as to why I am very sensitive about the language that I use and how I work with clients. So for context, I have Hashimoto's disease, and that is an autoimmune disease that affects your thyroid gland, and I am technically hypothyroid by presentation, but I often have hyperthyroid moments. And naturally, that makes it very fun for my endocrinologist when it comes to my medication, but I have gone through periods where I've gained weight and when I lost a lot of weight, and neither scenario is fun at all, especially when you are a young adult and you're in college and you're exploring the world and you're trying to figure out who the heck you are. People are mean. They're mean. Let me just say they are. And the reason why I say that, I mean, not that I need a reason to say it, but I did not gain the freshman 15 when I went to college. I gained more like the freshman 40. And I had, especially when I went home, my mom was my biggest op, calling me fat. Family, friends, they're like, oh my God, you done got thick. Like, oh, what's going on? You having fun at college, huh? No, I don't feel good. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go sit down because I can't breathe. Oh, and no, I can't climb the stairs because my joints are inflamed. And there would also be times where I couldn't breathe. I wasn't getting enough oxygen to my brain. It was just so much stuff going on. And on top of that, I was worried about my clothes not fitting and not being able to walk when I had literally just, I would say that 40-pound weight gain was rapid. Like right before I started gaining weight, I had just qualified for the regionals in my area in the 400-meter dash. And then the other issue was that my heart was all out of sorts. And imagine knowing that you're going to be a captain on your track and field team, and you already knew that you were going to qualify and had qualified for national championships in the 4x200 relays and all that fun stuff. And suddenly you can do none of that because you were officially considered a liability for your school because of your heart. So when I finally get my medication, that also took a bit to get to the right dose that I needed. And then not only did I lose the weight that I gained, but I lost even more after that because I was put on beta blockers at the time. So not only was my heart going wild, my hormones were still going wild, and then I rapidly lost all that weight. So as I'm going through all of that, I also find out that I have SIBO and IBS, and I'm working with my gastroenterologist to figure out what's going on. So not only am I losing a lot of weight and pooping and pooping and pooping and wasting away and not being able to focus, not being able to concentrate, having anxiety, having panic attacks, like it was awful. And it was just so difficult to exist because people didn't understand it. They weren't trying to understand. They weren't trying to have conversations about like how are you doing mentally with all of this, not just from a physical perspective. And this is why I've been enjoying reading the book The Body Is Not an Apology by Sonia Renee Taylor, because I love how she speaks about radical self-acceptance and how when we really look at all these things, especially after watching the Biggest Loser documentary, you realize how much these systems of oppression make you want to be something that you are not and make you feel less than in the body that you were given. And it makes it 10 times harder to fight the systems of oppression because we're constantly being told that we're not enough. We're constantly marketed to like the body that you're in is not good enough. And I find that to be so infuriating. And that is also what informs how I practice in terms of being a personal trainer and a coach, because it is so frustrating when the people that are supposed to help you also uphold that same system of not just oppression but also harm. Because I can't tell you how many personal trainers, specifically men, who told me, oh, I can get you off your medicine. No, you can't. I will not do well if you try to do that. What? No. And that is a big reason why, if that's what you come to me with, is that I want to lose weight and I want to do this, and I need you to help me get I'm gonna need you to get a medical clearance by your doctor or your provider, because I'm not making those claims because they're harmful. But I do want to close with, it is so important for us to learn how to have these conversations and to really and truly take time to learn and listen to understand, not to respond, because we really and truly can do more together than apart. And it's just so frustrating and triggering to see the discourse and the things that I've been seeing online, because we could be using that collective voice to do so much good in the world. And I also would like to note that the reason why you have seen me turning around and swirling and potentially making you dizzy is because of these little guys. I'm walking them, and throughout this conversation they have been on two different paths at different points, and so I've been working on getting myself unstuck. So you just don't know what people have going on, whether or not they have an autoimmune disease. They might have gotten surgery, they may be on a new medication that might cause weight gain or weight loss, and you just don't know. And sometimes people are just sick and are struggling, and that's not your place to comment on people's bodies like that. Leave them alone. Okay, great. I'm tangled again. I'm gonna go home now.